Hi. Oh my gosh. It's us. We're back again. It is Grave New World, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TTRPG. I need to slow down. um, we are back with did we play last week? My memory sucks.
We did not know.
No, we didn't. See exactly. um, so with that, let's introduce our players. Eeny, meeny, miny. I'm not looking, so let's go with Eddie. Eddie, you go first.
Hi, my name is Eddie Elfman. I'm an Edmonton-based voice actor. Monday evenings, which is tonight. Congratulations, you made it. I play Miss Cheryl Daw, the just dabbling in magic. Nothing too serious. We'll see how it goes. And then Friday nights, you can find me on the Stealing Stories for the Devil TTRPG that we play, because I play a 12-year-old named Tyler Nicky. As they go through English history, specifically London, England history, and try to overcome um, history being out of whack and try and fix all the little artifacts and other things. Besides that, you can find me on either like our nice community Discord. You can find me on those are my socials through my link tree. You can find my TikTok where I'm currently posting, doing an interesting thing. I'm reflecting on the first ever audio recordings I made and gave to another human being. The first ever like audiobooks through LibriVox.org, which is a free to use platform that's entirely community built, where I did some weird plays from the early 1900s and some
A good
Socrates.
way to get through college.
A wicked way to get introduced into voice acting and meet some cool people and hone your craft. So I'm
Pop
releasing
on
those
those
videos.
free audiobooks on your commute. It just flies
Oh,
by.
absolutely. And if you think, oh, that person doesn't sound perfect, then maybe you too can do an audiobook through LibriVox.org. I don't think that's their tagline. They're a wonderful community. But I'm releasing like 4 parts, like the 4 projects that I did. So make sure to follow the TikTok for that. And then also, I posted a video about whether or not I have cucumbers or squash in my front garden, and I need your help identifying plants. On to you, Bat Kyle.
Oh, snap. Hey, folks, I'm your friendly neighborhood Bat Kyle. You can find me here on Mondays playing everybody's favorite lovable half demon stoner oracle, Jacob King. You can also find me here now on Thursdays with our King's Pyrite game, the 5th edition Fool's Gold game that just started last week. It's a lot, but it's fun. I really don't envy Sarah trying to wrangle all these cats because I'm one of them and I am chaos. Outside of that, you can't really observe me anywhere because I have all the socials, but I use none of them. And let's go with Bison. Oh, wait, actually, one thing. Let's see. Character art is by Hero Forge. Maps are by Pixabay. We use Roll20 for a lot of
No,
stuff.
images are by Pixabay.
Images
Maps are
by
by Roll20 and
Maps are
me.
by Roll20 and you. Okay, there we go. See, I do. We get together on that one eventually. Now, Bison.
That's me. I do have a Twitch channel, but I don't stream on it because I'm here all the fucking time. On Mondays tonight, I am playing Jack, not a cop, Aldridge. On Tuesdays, I run our Cyberpunk Red campaign, Carnage Heights. You should check that out. It's real fun. Thursdays, I am also in the King's Pirate campaign playing a paladin. I think they call him a paladin, but he's probably the most barbarian like out of all of them. And he is something to be perceived. On Saturday, I play Sid Brimlock, the physically broken engineer, on our necrobiotic game Dead to Rights. That's also a really good show. You should check that one out. And yeah, that's me. I also live on the Discord. So if you want to check out some memes, I've probably posted half of them. Amy's the other half.
And then there's me. I'm Chris, aka Wayward Knight, and I'm your director for tonight. I'm an artist, and I put my stuff on the internet. There's all my stuff. You can follow me on Instagram to keep up with the latest. You can support me on Ko-fi or buy my art. That's the other thing you can do. Support your small and local artist friends. I also exist almost entirely on the Discord. So just come and hang out with us, man. We're great. We're awesome. And with that out of the way, I feel like I'm forgetting something, and I know I'm forgetting something because I had to bring something up really, really fast. Okay.
Thank you to producer Kevin, who was in the
Forgot to mute
background.
himself.
Forgot to mute
doing-
himself and his
I
stuff
think
in
that was
his
on purpose.
face.
Sorry, that got me really good. And the stream will never know what it was.
Only you can hear me.
Okay. So last week, in the last session, the gang fought the squits, or they just finished fighting the squits, which were these little blue guys that sucked up electricity and they caused the power to go out. Julian wanted them to come back to the office, but they were like, no, we're not going back to the office. We're going to chase this dang knife. So they chased the dang knife, and they found the guy that had the knife. He was a heck of a fight. He used so much magic, and they were like, what, magic? And then he dropped a bunch of cryptic lines, and then he was like, oh, I'm actually a watcher, and oh, you don't know things about Julian, and and then
shot him in the fucking gut and turned him into a rat is what we did.
yep, that's what they did. They shot him, bound him, took him back to Julian's office, and
Turned him into a
eventually
fucking rat.
turned him into a fucking rat. And that's where we left off, right? We're still in Julian's office.
Yeah, we was Julian was gonna call the watches, and now I'm talking with that kind of Jersey accent. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we were in the office. Julian was gonna call the watchers to come pick up little Rathu, because that's his name now. I don't remember his actual name, but now that is Rathu
Victor?
forever.
I believe it
Rathu.
was Victor.
Yeah, no, Rathu. Much like Kip is Kip, Rathu is now Rathu. And I will dig him with that every time we encounter him, because I'm sure he's going to keep coming back up like some sort of fucking horrible whack-a-mole.
Already choking because I'm laughing so hard.
Nice.
Second time today.
second
for
time
choking because
today.
I laughed too hard.
Other than that, yeah, I think we were still just kind of finishing out the evening. Ye had gone out to get, a rat-proof cage and some bedding and a little that little flat like saucer wheel, and rat pellets and a little water bottle and just the whole thing.
Yep. So, come on, brain. So, Ye comes back with all the stuff. They get Rathu set up in Julian's office. Julian kind of keeps him away from like the magic stuff just because he's confident that the spell won't like reverse, because I believe the original caster has to be the one to reverse the spell, unless it's like another really powerful caster like negates it, but you have to like Cheryl really cast that spell real good.
I certainly did.
So Julian now has a pet rat until he can get a hold of the Watchers Council and set up a prisoner exchange, basically.
Exchange it for a cockatoo.
Or a prisoner handover, I guess I should say. There's no one to exchange the rat for, I hope.
What they got, maybe we could use
So,
something.
you guys retrieved the last knife that you needed, and as you guys were setting up the rat, you hear a kind of metallic clang and like a schlorp, and there's a burst of light, and the the red knife that was on the desk, with the knife with the red gem, Charmander, as we have named it,
Mhm.
is no longer on the desk. But the knife that is stabbed into the wall has 3 gems on it: red,
I'm gonna
blue, green.
try and telekinesis force user, bring it into my hand from across the room. By the way, the hair kind of floats down a little bit. There was some electrostatic, but I have successfully passed my my willpower double check.
Oh yeah, what did you
After
get?
I got a total of 14, and we had agreed that I need to beat success level 2. So with 3
Yes.
success levels,
Mhm.
I'm not addicted.
Not
More.
today.
I'm not addicted
Just a
more.
little staticky.
I
Not
can
any
quit
more than you
anytime I
already
want.
are.
Ye's gonna be like, Cheryl, don't touch that. Please don't touch that. It made Ash just hella twitchy in a bad way. We probably want to lock this in something for now.
Hmm. Does it come out of the wall?
It comes out of the wall.
All right. Fine. She's gonna grab a cloth, also with telekinesis, to get it to wrap it up itself. And maybe just sense if the dagger is giving off any sort of arcane ripples or energy.
So
Without touching it.
without touching it, you don't really get any kind of grasp um on the power that this knife potentially holds. It's not as if you can see or hear or smell magic. When Ash was holding it, it didn't have any kind of aura that, was around them or anything like that. Ye noticed an effect it seemed to have on them, but there was no sensible kind of tell of any kind of powers inherent in this blade.
All right.
Even with your like arcane ability, it's not like you have, wand of detect magic or whatever. Like,
yeah, so that's what my next question was actually going to be. Is I'm going to look in the books to see if there's an identify spell or some sort of detect curse or something. Just get an idea about a vibe check on any arcane items. She's currently on the prowl for some more magics.
In terms of spells, make me an intelligence notice check.
Can I use any of my occult library or
You
sorcery
can
points?
use Julian's, which is, I believe, a 3. Let me double check. This is Julian.
And that's an intelligence notice plus occult library.
Yes, Julian's is 3
Okay.
because you're in his office.
Ooh. That's 14, 17 total.
Cool.
That's 5 success levels.
Oh yeah, that's wowza. For research, that's a lot. Yeah. So you find that throughout all of Julian's spell books, there isn't one that specifically denotes, like, identifying something, like, it's going to give you all the stats on some item or something. But you do come across mention of people who have this ability that is often referred to as the sight. And it basically allows you to see magic and the ripples in energy that it creates. And there are kind of implied hints in these texts that it is something that you can work at acquiring.
The shitting. It's like The Shining, but we don't want to get sued.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Is there like tucked in like the site 101 or like a quiz like in the back of Cosmo that can say like, are you site sensitive?
Precognition for dummies.
There is hold on.
I want to know if I have supernatural intuition, I suppose.
You get the sense that you have the capability for it, but you weren't aware that it was a possibility until just now. So you have not exercised that particular magical muscle. But if you were to make some attempts, you could potentially begin to craft this or harness this power.
All of my downtime activities have now changed dramatically. Sounds like I'm gonna try and get good at seeing things and see if there are any spooks in my future.
Okay.
Magic glasses.
Carrots are good for vision.
Yeah, magical carrots.
He's actually just gonna poke at the knife and see if his empathy will tell him anything, or if the powers that be want to tell him anything about the knife. He figures it's a long shot, but why the not?
Okay. You touch the knife. Like how much do you like touch it? Like just like a.
Yeah, he's gonna lay
Touch
his one of his big old mitts on it, but he's not gonna like grasp it.
Okay, so from just like a palm
Yeah,
to the hilt.
yeah.
You sense the cold metal of the handle and feel the smooth round gems, and then you get this overwhelming urge to destroy evil. But that's all you get before it sort of overpowers you and you have to take your hand away.
Whew. Whew. So that's what true zealotry feels like. God damn, that's uncomfortable. Ugh.
You did not get a feeling of like positive or negative from it.
No,
It
but
was-
just that kind of
Purpose.
single-minded focus and purpose can be its own sensation and not comfortable for somebody like Ye, who's he's got a mission, but he's also kind of, laissez-faire about a large portion of life, as it were. And he's just gonna look at everybody who's still around and just be like, I don't know if this is what was bugging Ash, but the moment I touched that knife, I had I felt like the Batman level drive to vanquish evil, only this one felt more like a stabity sort of vanquishing and less of a put bad guys in the asylum over and over again so they can escape and keep doing the same shit unrepentantly.
Jack come back with us, by the way?
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, so he's still here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Been asking Julian every 30 seconds, 30, 45 seconds to fill him in on stuff because the Stooge didn't tell him shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they talking about?
Jesus.
He'll lean back over and be like he'll tell you.
Mm. Yeah, I know what's going on, but Jack has no fucking clue.
Yeah. Or he won't even whisper, he'll just be like, this happened and now they're suspicious of such and such and blah blah blah, and he'll explain it.
Well, Ash was saying that that when they touched the previous dagger that was Charmander, they had this rage or this uneasiness, I think. And now that it has all three, maybe that's the perfect balance, Triforce of abilities. And now it's honed for a singular terrible purpose.
It is, but that terrible I feel like is pretty important to mention, because this didn't feel like it wasn't like good good drive or evil drive, but it felt like what I've always imagined would be the kind of drive that burns you out in a blaze of glory because you don't care about anything except fulfilling that imperative.
I touched the knife.
Touch the knife. No. Bad. This is bad. No.
Sure, give me
It's gonna be like, no.
just give me a dex check. Just slap my hand. Let's see. Let's do a contested dex and just see what happens.
Dex doubled or just dex
9.
plus roll? 14. No, 12. Sorry.
Okay.
I forgot my...
Oh,
No.
I was just thinking about it. It's you touched it. Why can't I touch it?
Well, because I'm a little less tempted by power, I feel like, than some people.
Ooh.
Oh, because you're a man?
Because I'm half demon and I have a lot of physical power already. And I'm also kind of lazy. You didn't catch out of that part,
Well,
I think.
maybe I have a good direction of what to do with power if I would have it in my hands.
And that's the worrying part.
Jack's like, she's a freshman.
I think she's a
I thought
No.
no, a sophomore.
Sophomore?
Yeah, I thought you were a junior transfer student.
Or junior train, was it?
I'm a third year, whatever
Third year.
that is for
Junior,
That's
for,
yeah.
junior.
for you
Junior.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to college for as many years as you fucking want, but like traditionally, it's junior year.
Yeah.
It's third year.
All right, fine. So when is it okay to use this incredibly useful object to defeat our enemies?
I'm gonna go with
Julian-
never.
Jack's like, I'm
Julian
pretty
actually
familiar.
speaks up and says, Danny actually filled me in on that part. In a way. He did say that we would need this knife to take down the Ellises. My worry is them getting their hands on it, but presumably, if what I read from his book, and there's like bitterness in that in those words, is correct, is correct. The powers contained in that knife, now that it is complete, are those of a slayer.
Yeah. First off, I'd like to say I hate anything that starts with Danny says, or Danny said, or Danny told me.
Yeah, I know.
That aside, that kind of power doesn't come without a price. You don't just put Slayer powers in a knife or a ring or, vampire super strength embracers or whatever the fuck, and it just works perfectly and there's no drawbacks and there's nothing bad about it. I get that Danny says we need it, and hell, we probably do, but I do not trust it. And not just because Danny said.
Then we don't let Danny use it.
All magic comes
But
with a price.
I believe him. I do believe him that we will need it.
Yeah,
So
just-
who uses it?
I think that I can try and better understand the knife without coming into contact with it to sense its capabilities in a sober way.
You're right.
Care to elaborate?
I mean,
Well, I was reading in section 7 of this book that you have, The Weird and Ways, and she's going to open up the pages of the tome. It goes, they talk about the sight. They talk about a few of these different kind of precognition traits or markers that showcase themselves, and think that if we have a little bit of downtime, I could probably exercise some of these muscles and see if I have the capabilities myself
Oh,
to be a
yes.
precog.
My mom has that. We're not telling her about any of this though. My parents cannot know that this shit is going down and what I'm involved in. Or they will, I swear to God, they will trank dart me, load me into a fucking trailer, and you will never see me again.
Your
So-
descriptions are very vivid.
Jack's like, your parents do know where they live, right?
What? My
You
parents know where
guys-
they
you
live.
guys know there's a hellmouth here.
Yeah, my parents don't live here. I chose to go to college here.
Ah, okay.
My parents have a very charming place outside of the city. They have a nice little catering business, and they stay out of all this shit. They really didn't want me to be involved in any of this shit. Unfortunately, other beings had different plans, which I love. But that aside,
Julian
the
actually
site-
turns and looks at you and goes, "Do your parents know that
no,
get the
well, they knew that I had some precognition. They don't know about what happened to it or why I've got this now.
Do you think your mother could train me to hone my sight?
Probably. I'd have to approach it a very specific way. And I would once again have to trust you to not mention anything about hanging out with the Slayer.
Oh,
Um,
I can avoid talking
Okay.
about inappropriate things around people's parents. That's a lot of
Okay.
practice doing that.
Well, then I'll
She's Southern.
text her and see what she says and just say, hey, I've got a witch friend who's interested in developing the site. And if she had any pointers or tips or could, do a
Meet
little
for
training,
coffee.
meet for coffee, something like that.
Jack, did you
Uh,
leave your government phone at the motel?"
It's at the motel.
Okay.
Just
I
be
still haven't
warned.
gone back yet.
Government phone.
If I do this, she's going to assume that we're dating, and when she finds out we're not dating, she's probably going to try to find out why you're not dating me because she wants grandkids.
Jack's like, my nana was like that.
None of us are at the age that we need to be seriously considering. And then she looks at Jack for a little bit longer. None of us are at the age, and then Julian, none of us are at the age that any of us need to have children. Although if
No.
that's in your own interest, that's fine.
It's very much not, and that's kind of
Julian looks
comes
at you
between
like
us.
Julian looks at you. He doesn't say anything, but he's like,
You're still
he-
young, Julian. You can wait.
he-
Or
no,
you
he's
planning
looking at
on
you like, "Did you not hear me say what I just said like 20 minutes ago?"
Oh yeah, he said he has kids, right?
Did you keep the
You
return
don't
receipt?
need them, but you have them because you wanted them. Isn't that better?
Hey, Yay, where do you keep the shovels? I think Cheryl might need one.
Yes. I think they're in the supply. There's one in the supply closet. We really shouldn't have a shovel. You don't really generally need one in the library on campus, but sometimes you really want to get to those vampires before they've woken up. So, that aside, so yes, I will text my mom and see if she will be willing to meet for coffee, kind of, give you some pointers, maybe train you on the site because I believe it could be useful. I'd really like to just fucking dig a huge hole, fill it with concrete, put the knife in a safe and drop the safe into that hole. But apparently we can't do that. So I would have to say that Cheryl's probably the best one to manage it when the time comes, because we already have a Slayer and I don't like touching that thing at all. It's really uncomfortable. I've been awake for a long time. Yeah, that's what I got. And of course we still need somebody to show up and take Rathu off our hands.
speaking of other things that need to happen, Julian thinks about something for a second, then he says, not to be rude, but it's very late. I'm very tired. I now have a pet rat, and I think we should all get some sleep. I will put the knife in the box in the drawer in the safe, so we all know where it is and it's not going to go anywhere.
And where's the rat gonna be?
Oh my
Back at your place?
God. Yeah, sure, I guess.
All right, just make sure to put some very heavy things on top of the cage, because a determined rat might be able to pop the cage top, or do a bunch of twisty ties or something. They're very rats themselves are very agile and smart, and then you put this dickwad's brain in it, and honestly, if we could just like pump CO2 in that cage just enough to keep him half asphyxiated and unconscious until they took him away, I would say we should do that.
I'll draw the line at animal cruelty if we can.
Is it though? Not saying
And
one way
with
or
that,
the other.
we're gonna
Look at
drop
his
the
little
curtain on
face.
tonight. So you guys finish out the night. You're beat up and exhausted from battling the little shits, and then Victor, and as the rest of the week kind of commences, what do you do? Jack, you're back at the motel. Cheryl, you have your apartment. Yay, you have your apartment. Ash is off doing their own thing. When Monday comes, you don't hear anything or get a summons from Julian, and the rest of the week kind of plays very similarly. So you have time to think about what you want to do next.
Well, Ye is, of course, going to do what he said and put in that call to his mom or text, touch base with his family and just be like, hey, I know this witch. She's a friend. She's looking to develop the site. And I know it's something you're pretty familiar with. Would you be willing to give her a bit of coaching? I trust her. And then otherwise, other than, touching base with everybody now and then, Ye's mostly going to try and catch up on schoolwork, which is generally fairly easy for him. He just has had other things. And he's going to take some self-defense classes, just because he feels like he needs to be a bit more nimble. He's kind of a lumbering bear right now, despite having an agility of 4, which is like near human perfect limits. Still doesn't feel like he's where he needs to be to not get hit so much.
So, in and amongst all of this practice and, getting a little bit more back in touch with the quote unquote normal side of your lives that it kind of felt like had disappeared for the last several weeks. Make me an intelligence. What do we want to do with this? For your particular realm of study, I guess. Make me an intelligence doctor roll.
$14.
Okay. You aren't like you definitely didn't get so out of touch with your studies that you lost your skill set or your knowledge base too badly. You managed to be on top of your pop quizzes and your practical exams and things like that. Still don't have an A+ on anything yet, but like nothing lower than like a B or a B-.
He'll take it, all things considered. It could be a lot worse.
Okay. Your mom does send you I feel like I haven't touched base on this particular thing yet. I don't feel it, I know it. But I think that every once in a while your mom will text you like a heart emoji or like a thumbs up emoji or something. And you've been getting sort of more of those with within like the last couple days.
Yeah, so she's gonna get, well, we'll just do the call home to touch base and kind of talk and catch her up to what I'm doing, at least the parts of it that I want her to know about, and see how the business is going and how Dad is doing and how everybody who works there is doing.
Yeah, okay. So what do you let her know?
I let her know that I am doing well in my studies, I have friends, and I am happy
You
and
have
healthy.
friends. I'm so happy for you. Yay. Your dad and I are doing great. We got a really big catering order for a wedding.
Nice.
It's a big wedding. Also, your dad broke another dish set, so we have to get new dishes. But
Did you see another wasp? Is that, I don't know what his thing about wasps is, but
yeah, the wasps are going to be going into hibernation soon, so the event was outdoors and he got a little freaked. It's fine. We planned for this.
yeah.
He's fine. He didn't get stung or anything, so that's
Okay.
fine.
See, that's the thing that bugs me. I don't think the wasp could really even do anything to him. He's
It
a
bugs
tank.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
around your dad too much.
Yeah, I know he loves puns. I'm so glad that Gene skipped me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saying something?
Oh no, I was just saying I'm glad to hear everything's going well, and everybody seems to be healthy and happy, and yeah, I've got a, the occults is still kind of, we tend to bump into each other, and I met a friend who's a witch, and she's
Oh,
been trying to develop the site, and I know that you are pretty familiar with it, and
oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah. That stuff can be really useful.
yeah, so I was hoping you could talk to her.
Yeah, can she come out to us, or do we need to come visit you on campus?
Let me check with her on that. I just want to make sure. I wasn't sure that you'd be open to it. I know you're not always thrilled about talking about magic these days, but I feel like
if someone's already in all of the magic stuff, I feel like I can't do much to like.
Yeah, no, I get it. So,
I mean, how magic savvy is this friend of yours?
very, very magic savvy. I mean, she's young, but she's definitely powerful.
Okay. This is gonna sound weird, but I'll check her out and see if she can handle it.
Okay.
All right.
Please don't ask if we're dating or anything like that. I'm just gonna put this out there. We're not.
I would never, Jacob.
You lie. You sit on a throne of lies. I know you too well.
How dare you? Your own mother.
At this point, I don't think you even care if it's a boy or girl. You just, as long as I'm dating somebody and I'm fine on my own, I don't need to date anybody, and I'm not giving grandkids.
Well then, you've made your position perfectly clear. Love from your dad night. Text me about your friend.
I will. I love you too, Mom.
You're a good boy.
I-
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye. And she hangs up.
For those who can't see him, Kevin is losing it in the Zoom chat right now.
I was about to point that out.
Ah,
It's the best part of the scene.
I yeah.
Before we go any further with other stuff, just as a side note, Cheryl, you get several lobster emojis from Cam.
Oh, just emojis.
Yeah. What?
Just emojis.
Just it's like day 1 is like 1 lobster emoji, and then day 2 it's like 2 lobster emojis, and then day 3 it's like 3 lobster emojis.
At one point, you got to take me out for dinner. It's just the response.
Kim's like, where do you want to go?
Oh, I thought you were recommended Red Lobster.
Surf and turf. Her.
But anywhere that works for you, we can go somewhere close to the airport, or we can try and meet
I
halfway.
think he'll say,
On the other side of the
hopefully,
phone,
Mana, don't kill me. Mana, don't kill me. But I think Cam will say, well, you certainly know how to butter me up, as a reference to previous events.
It's one of those things where you have like a fun back and forth with the guy, and then he keeps hitting the same notes, and you're like, yeah, but like come over here and like show me that you mean it. So she's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I still remember. It wasn't that long ago, but you know, when am I gonna see you?
I mean, when do you want to see me? Do you? I don't remember where Cam lives.
I think it's like not close. I think like
Yeah,
you
I
have to
don't-
fly. I think
Yeah,
you
that's
have
what
to
I'm
be like a
thinking
bit out of his
too.
way, but he's wealthy.
he
Oh,
sounds like an
yeah.
Orange County dude.
I know MC
Could-
Wicca Wicca
could
was
be.
probably like somewhere out west.
Yeah, MC Wicca Wicca is like out, in California, also probably sort of Orange County, comes from money so he can get away with doing this shit.
You know
Um,
what?
Him and
Pam
Cam
strikes
collaborate,
me-
so they're kind of like in
Pam
that.
strikes me as a Malibu boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he was
yeah, I can
local
see
when we
that.
were there. Okay.
No, Malibu's
right.
in California, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a local boy when Cheryl was out there for the boat and things, because the boat was
No,
all
they were-
Florida.
They were
No, we were
they're
in
the
we were in
Keys.
Florida. My bad.
You're in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
Malibu
you're
is
Canadian. It's
definitely-
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. Why did I think Malibu was in the East Coast? Anyways,
Anyway.
California. Okay.
MC Wicca Wicca has complete Portland energy.
Yes. That's what I was.
Yeah.
I'm down for
well,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Yep.
100%.
Nope. Glory got it first. Glory got
Okay.
it first go.
So
He's not
Yeah.
from Portland. He's from one of the
Malibu,
communities
Portland,
outside
so they
Portland.
meet together a lot, and we're over in
Mhm.
Cleveland. So it's
Yeah.
a fucking trip. But if he wants to come out, she's like, well, if you come out here, then it's likely I'll see you.
Name the date.
Oh, it's a date.
Can it be a date?
If you ask nicely, yes.
He sends like a cat, like a, what's it called, the kitten eyes kind of like gif, and he's just like, please.
That's Cheryl just like looks down at her phone and like looks out towards just campus, and she's like, "Wow, I'm in. Just say that you're interested in me. You don't." And she goes, "Oh, that's so
You
cute.
get
Of
an immediate-
course."
Before you even respond, you get an immediate text. It's like, I regret that. I'm so sorry.
No, it was adorable. Is like the response. I'm just going,
Was it though?
and
I'm
Well,
cool.
she's as a woman
Cam is
messaging
like,
a guy that's interested in her, she's gonna lie to him a little bit about whether or not he's being awkward and weird.
Cam is
So
like on the other end of the phone. Cam is like, "You're cooler than this dude. You're cooler than this dude."
MC Wickawick is on Skype being like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, reverse. Don't send it. Just send it.
No, man, you just gotta actualize the date. Just say, I want to go on a date with you. I like you. Just be upfront about it. Don't obfuscate that energy, bro, or you're not gonna get anywhere.
I think this is proof that Cam actually does like Cheryl. He's all flustered. Sorry, Mana, but I've taken control of your character.
It was just like, just type it. Yes,
All right,
I would
well-
like this to be a date. You know,
He'll type verbatim what Wicca is saying.
like, yes, I would like this to be a
They
date.
share an iMessage account.
Another part of it, Wicca's like texting Cheryl, I'm trying so hard to make this work for you guys.
Obviously, he
so-
doesn't know how to spell obfuscate, of course. Yeah, and eventually the two of them, the three of them agree on a date for Cam and Cheryl to have dinner. I don't know, near the airport on like a Saturday night, something
Okay.
like that.
And Wicca's like, I swear to God, Cam, I am not doing some kind of Cyrano de Bergerac shit here with you, brah. I'm not gonna hide in the fucking
No, man.
bushes or be on the phone
No, man.
listening.
This is. You know what? I'm cool. I can do this. I just, Cheryl's real great, and I gotta figure out.
Just be
I'm
you and
cool.
don't stress about it too much, because you stress, you're gonna wind that energy around yourself. You're not gonna act like you, and you, the real you, is the you that Cheryl likes, not the
Okay.
image on Instagram and all that shit.
Okay.
So
Did I update Instagram today? Yeah, I did. Okay.
that
Okay.
focus,
and we're just
focus,
gonna-
Your
focus.
phone is still on the voice message feature. Just don't worry though. I didn't
And then
listen
you just
to
get
it.
like, oh God, oh no, oh no, oh no.
But she'll be happy. She'll do the quick spin in her chair and then pull up her phone and try and contact Ye's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like the setting up with Ye's mom stuff, you just like you find a day during the week that works for both of you. We're gonna finish up with Ye real fast, actually. Ye, it's about halfway through the week, maybe a little more than that, maybe Thursday, and you're just doing whatever, your self-defense class probably.
I'd say so.
What time of day is that?
That would probably, given classes and everything, I'd say that'd probably be around 3
Okay.
in the afternoon.
So as you're getting out of your class, and thank God there's a bench on the path back to your car, you get this splitting, pounding feeling in your head. And your vision is stolen from you, and it is taken to another time and another place.
Oh, we're doing this again. All right.
And you don't see a lot this time. You don't even get a lot this time, but essentially you hear a shriek, an angry scream, and a pale hand swings a stake. No, a dagger. No, a stake. No, a dagger. No. Both?
Stagger.
Are they dual wielding?
And
Is that-
then
Mm.
and then the shot cuts quickly to a torso, a chest, someone's heart with a dagger plunged into it. No, a stake plunged into it. No, this transitioning weapon plunged into this person's chest. And it zooms out a bit. And you've seen this person in your visions before.
Is this Danny?
That's what you gather. But the view hangs there for a moment. And yea, you specifically notice how long this moment is and how nothing happens after. Before the vision fades, except for a powerful pain in your chest that steals your breath for the same amount of time as that moment.
Mm. Oh, this feels like that time I ate 4 KFC Double Downs as a dare. Oh, shit. Oh, well, that's the thing. Time to go tell the gang. Fucking love these moments. He's gonna pop an edible. And then
Edible helps a little bit.
a little bit. And then just kind of sort of stagger walks his way to Julian's office and just kind of texts the gang. Oh, I had another vision. And it hurts. Tell you all about it at Julian's office.
And now we go to Jack. Jack, you got a week. What do you do?
First thing he does when he gets back is he starts he pours himself a triple.
All right.
And he grabs the dead squid that Ye missed, puts it
Okay.
in a garbage bag because he had it in his dirt bike bag.
Okay.
He puts it in his garbage bag, puts it in the garbage bag. And his report is like power electrical anomaly contained, sample included. Request for CQC training, close quarters combat.
In about half an hour, you hear back with does Jack have a laptop?
No, I don't think he can afford one. The phone is kind of the best he's got. It's a full smartphone, so
Okay. He doesn't even have like a government issued laptop. Okay.
no. I figured
Um,
that's part of the whole mechanically poor thing.
that makes
He's
sense. They're
real
they're
bare bones.
cheapskates at the government.
Yep.
Um,
He drives an Enduro.
you get a full like write up on the squits because you sent very good pictures and everything, detailing, you said sample included, but I imagine when we talked before you said you would include like sketches and
Yeah.
I meant you have a
take those-
smartphone, you can take
Yeah.
pictures and stuff and
Mhm.
send them. And they're able to get like a full identity on these demons, these creatures. So you get a full workup on squits, what they do, where they're from, how they operate, all of their different names in various countries, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it's like it also it seems a little like not helpful because it's very, after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The thing I'm really looking for is if it has anything really in relation to what we're up to. with the knives and stuff. He did not mention any of that in his report.
There is no mention of any kind of supernatural item or object that is not specifically electrical in the report on the squids. So, or in the file on the squids. They are, eat, play, repeat, basically, is their motive, their motivation.
Okay, summoned as a distraction then.
Or sometimes they just occur naturally.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be summoned, but they're often kind of like wandering plagues, really.
Okay.
They don't usually get eradicated by teams of supernatural Avengers. So they just kind of slurp the electricity out of a city and move on once they're done playing around on the substations. Or like, as soon as the city, like the municipal workers make it to the scene, they scarper. So they're kind of just like vermin, really, demon vermin.
Okay. Because Jack's initial thought was, yeah, they were summoned as a distraction, but if they're common enough to be just annoying.
I think you would have been able to hear Victor say, "Oh, it was Squits that did that," when you were fighting him. So Victor did not know about that it was Squits.
Yeah.
Is what you would know.
But the Ellises, we don't know what that's not really their bag. So
based on what you know of the Ellises, no, it is not.
Yeah, I could see them using them as like batteries maybe, but there was no attempt to curtail them at all. So
no.
All right. Yeah, I think Jack would probably spend most of the week with whoever he gets as a trainer.
Yes, you do get a response approving CQC training. They do send you someone from the Cleveland, like, how the FBI has branches. There's like a very
cell.
very basic, like there's a Cleveland cell, but it's not equipped to handle large threats. So they sent you in as a sort of extra to kind of what's the word, like
a specialized resource.
Yeah, like they want to confirm what the Cleveland cell is telling them and all that jazz. And
yeah, because I remember my conversation with Eugenie that that Jack's been here a couple of weeks, but they've only known about the Cleveland Hellmouth for maybe a few, I think I said years.
Yeah. So they have like a monitoring station, but they need the agents at the station are like squints, whereas
they need boots on the ground.
They need boots on the ground, which is where you come in.
Exactly. But yeah, no, he's real. Jack's realized that he's in the 3 or so years that he's been out of the army, his skills are a little rusty, and dealing with vampires is not like dealing with insurgents.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's very fair.
He wants to work on his close and dirty.
Do you in particular request a new firearm?
The Glock has actually served him pretty well, if I remember.
No, the Glock got disintegrated in the fight with Victor.
Right. Yes. Yeah, he's gonna need a new service weapon.
Okay. So you put in a request for that, and that'll they tell you they're gonna try to expedite it. There are doubts, but we're gonna try to get you one as soon as possible.
And he's like, UPS. They're sending it through UPS. I just know it. Oh, okay.
Better than FedEx. Um,
Not up here, actually. FedEx is pretty good in BC for some reason.
FedEx is apparently in the US like notorious for anyway. That's all hearsay on my part though.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience with FedEx, but
We're not worried about the real world. We got vampires to deal with.
right. um is there anything else? You got the training, you got the squits.
He's gonna
Is there anything else? Yeah.
do a little bit of research on Ye's demon side.
Okay.
He wants to know. Well, he wants to know what he's up against, or what he's got to. If Ye's demon nature is somehow put front and center. He knows that kind of stuff happens with vampires. He's read the files. He wants to be ready, just in case.
Okay.
Racist.
So what do you provide them with so that they can try and figure out what this demon is, or what this demon type is?
He doesn't provide specifics on like who this person is. It was just he refers to it as a level 1 sighting, which is Bigfoot kind of level sighting. Gives a rough, like the skin texture and color, general size, approximate abilities, strength, endurance.
So
yeah, does not provide that he knows the person, just that
Okay.
it was a sighting.
Okay. What you get back, and it takes a significantly longer amount of time for them to get back to you with this. You could speculate as to why, but regardless, it takes longer. And what you actually get is kind of a database search with the parameters of blue demon with these powers. And there are a significant amount of hits. It seems like as you scan, there's maybe like 11, so that's significant. There's maybe like 11 that really stand out to you as being big and blue and strong.
Give them
None
much,
of
but
them none of them really what's the word? None of them match what you know as Ye's demon form, but there is one towards the bottom. It does not have a doesn't have like a photograph for its ID picture. Whereas most of the others do, because they've been captured within the timeline of the invention of photography. This one has what looks like an illustration, and it's black and white, but the information on it says Kalian Radoth, servitor race, and then reportedly blue.
I don't
That's
get you
it.
to spell that for me for later, but
Yeah, I'll put it in
a
the
servitor
chat.
race. Okay. So yeah, I know what that means. That's a word I understand. Okay. So yeah, he just sort of files that away in his brain, and for the most part keeps pretty low profile. Does his training, keeps in touch with everybody else, gives everyone his new phone number because he needed to go buy a new burner.
Oh yeah, 'cause he had to get a new phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Yeah, actually, you're down in your bed, going to sleep, Jack.
mhm.
You know what that means.
It's dream time.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
You're back in Kandahar, actually. And the person that you were up against, as you line up that final kill shot, were you a sniper or were you...
Rangers kind of have to be marksmen.
Okay.
Probably not a sniper in particular, but he was likely given a DMR marksman's rifle. So
Would you have had a scope?
red dot sight.
Okay. So as you line up that shot, there's more than one red dot on your target. It seems like there's a glint from his eyes that glows the same red as your target. But you don't have time to process because you were told to pull the trigger and you did.
Sniper
you're
that's
back.
been noticed is a dead one, so it's time to get moving.
Yep. So you pack up, you get the hell out of there. And you land back in... Where was your home?
Jack lived actually, let me think here. North Dakota.
Okay. So you land back in North Dakota, and Diane is there waiting for you. She made your favorites for dinner. What are your favorites?
What are Jack's favorites? He's been in the army for such a long time. Honestly, it's anything home cooked. She probably made him. He would have missed Christmas, so it would have been a Christmas dinner.
Okay.
Ham, mashed potatoes, vegetables, the whole shebang.
You are greeted with the smell of Christmas feast as you walk into the house for the first time in years. And you enjoy this magnificent meal. And you catch up with Diane on everything that has gone on. And you, after dinner, you sit down, you in your designated lazy boy and her across from you on the couch, and you just sit and enjoy each other's presence. And then it's almost like one of those spinning time-lapsey kind of shots that show snippets in different segments of the room of... It's like you are in your lazy boy observing the next 3 weeks happening around you in this living room. And you see the weird looks that Diane gives you and the little fights that start happening over stupid things or things that she should know, but she doesn't for some reason. And then one night, you just fall asleep in your lazy boy. And you know what happens next. The fire, the knife,
Every time
The
it's a little bit
blood.
different, but it always ends up the same.
This time there's squids in it, though.
In the blood or in the
Just in the
no,
nightmare.
I'm just seeing like little squids swimming in her blood as she's bleeding out.
She's been replaced by 3 squits in a trench coat.
Yeah, I knew it.
As you are holding her and she is dying in your arms, as you see the spirit of the possessing demon emerge and escape, flee her body, the spirit's just like in the shape of a squid, and it kind of like ruins the moment, like the intensity of the moment. And like you have this sort of out of dream thought of like, man, fuck that. But then you're pulled back in because you're in a burning building with the body of your fiance, and you're gonna die too if you don't get out of there.
I think this time he grabs her and tries to like carry her out with him.
Okay. Make me this is gonna be an interesting roll, but make me a strength influence
Okay.
roll.
That is a 13, so 3 successes.
You can pick her up, but you're dodging fire. You're hot. You're bloody too. And she's getting heavier and heavier until you feel like you're being dragged down into the underworld by this weight that you would never consider a burden, but if you don't leave her behind, you will die too.
What's his decision? He goes to hell with her. He's not going to leave her behind this time. He refuses to.
You see a couple squits kind of climb up around your lazy boy and take a seat in it, but they don't like snicker or giggle at you. They just kind of watch as you sink down through the foundations of your house into, you don't know, because it ends. And now we finally head back to the beginning of the week one last time for Cheryl.
Hi.
So Cheryl, what are your plans other than practicing the sight?
I suppose making sure that my excellent grade point average is kept up, as should always consider that that is the utmost priority. We are in a university for all. So
Okay.
likely keeping up with studies.
Okay. Make me a willpower and knowledge roll.
Do I have knowledge? Yes, I do. Okay. That is a 13. So 3 successes.
Okay. You get your first A minus, but you're okay because there are going to be extra credit opportunities later in the semester.
As long as Becky didn't get An A plus, I'll be okay. What did she get?
Becky got a B plus. Actually, you
course
know
she
what?
did.
Hold on.
Wait, don't you fucking take this away from me.
No, Becky got a B plus.
Of course you did. Make sure to accentuate the B in Becky when I say goodbye to her today. Um, and I'll probably try to, if Ye's mom cannot facilitate meeting me, I'm willing to drive out to her. If she's not willing in the first bit of the week, I'll make sure to investigate or brush up on high level magics that can be used in combat.
Um, you schedule a time to meet up with Ye's mom. It's probably advisable to do it at their house because, you know, magic happens at their house, so they know how to like they know how to be discreet about it and stuff.
What is Ye's mom's name?
Kendra, I believe what it was.
Kendra?
Kendra King.
Kendra King.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if there's a lot of texting going back and forth, but I'd love to arrive at Kendra's place and maybe ask Ye next time I see him if one of our not really spares, one of our breaks seem to overlap. Make sure to just kind of say, does she like tea or wine or bath bombs?
You can't go wrong with tea or bath bombs. You know, we came from a trailer park, but she tries very hard to embrace things that don't remind her of that.
Okay, I'll get us some more kind of minty teas that are a little bit more often used in the Middle East. Try and give her something that seems a little bit fancy and different, but is still refreshing and familiar. Make sure that I go to a local market and grab a nice little bushel of something for her.
Cool. So you head over to Kendra, and you don't know Ye's dad's name yet, so I won't reveal it yet.
Spoilers.
To Ye's parents' place, and Ye's mom meets you at the door. That's the word.
Hi, Kendra. I'm Cheryl. We spoke on the phone. I'm a friend of Ye's.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi. Thanks for coming all the way out here. I just want to make sure that, like, I don't know how, like, the magic's gonna be when we first start. So, like, I wanted to make sure that we could be
that's
somewhere
fair.
that
In your space, in your circle. I brought this for you, by the way, and I'm give her the
Oh, thank you.
the baggie of tea. Ye mentioned that you like tea.
I do like tea.
Don't have
See,
to have it right now, but we can.
He does know things. I jest. Yeah, come on in. And
Cool.
she invites you. She says, most of my stuff is downstairs actually. So, do you want like a drink or anything before we start, or?
I'd be happy with the water. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Of course. What's the house look like?
Yay, what does the house look like?
The house is really really nicely kept, you know, white despite the weather and everything, still very pristine white, sort of colonial almost, multi-story, of course, big wraparound porch. doesn't necessarily fit the vibe of the other houses in the area, but they never really gave a crap about that. It's the house they wanted to have. You know, big yard, everything's, you know, fences around most of the property. My brain is starting to fail me. But not like, you know, tall fences with barbed wire, just like the kind of fun driftwood sort of wooden fences, more of a delineation of this is ours, but we're not trying to keep anybody out, just respect our property kind of thing.
Kind of like privacy
Yeah,
fences.
kind of like privacy. Yep. A big sort of barn-like building a little further back on the property, which is actually used mostly to hold a lot of the catering stuff. Stuff that they can bring in and out of storage.
I just love your place. This is gorgeous. Is this where Ye grew up?
Is it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, Ye's been here his whole life. There's a little baby Ye, and then a toddler Ye, and then all the way through. You know how aging works.
No, we
I
can
assume.
talk about what his booties look like later. I'm certain.
Yeah, oh, we have plenty of pictures if that's what you
Well, you know what? I wouldn't say no.
want.
Anything to
Let's
hold
see how
over.
you do with the site, and then
Of course, of course.
we'll work on that. So she grabs you water first of all, and then she it's in like a nice little glass tumbler, and ice or no ice.
Ice if you're offering.
All
Absolutely.
right. So it's got some nice little dainty ice cubes in it, and she takes you downstairs. And downstairs, the vibe is much more like Wicca, but not pretentious.
Okay.
So you know the tools of the trade, the ingredients for various minor like low level spells and stuff like that, and an open space to do like magic circles and things like that. But it's very like you can tell that if she wanted to do high level magic she could, but she doesn't regularly practice the high level stuff. But she brings a chair out into like the middle area, and she's like, have a seat, we're gonna have a talk for a couple minutes before we start this.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't necessarily know me.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of Ye's friends, I'm assuming, from what he told me.
Yeah, we ended up being friends through happenstance. And unfortunately, not too long ago, one of our friends went missing.
Oh,
I think passed away at an event that I was at,
oh
and I've
God, I'm
been
so
trying to look in.
sorry.
It's all right. And I've been trying to go over that evening, try and figure out if there's any way that I could possibly be able to not prevent, but have some better preparation in any event like that to avoid that
So,
situation occurring again, or at least just not go to the place in the first time.
so
Some
you're
sort of
thinking
site.
being able to perceive any magical threats before you may interact with them, kind of thing.
Yeah, just get a read on a situation,
Okay.
or see if something sets off my, like if I get the GVs or whatever.
Okay. Um, so here's what I'll tell you kind of about the site. It's not
The Wiggins.
necessarily I do know what the Wiggins are. It's not like the Wiggins. Um, she gives you kind of like a vibe that like you're like, wait, are the Wiggins a real thing? Um, but she says the site is less of a power and more of a tool. It lets you see magic. Doesn't tell you, what someone's going to do with that magic. But if they are magic, or if they have magic, you will know if you're in tune enough.
Well, that would also, I ran into a situation. I feel as though living here, or not necessarily here, but closer to campus, it was just a nexus point for all sorts of terrible things.
Oh,
And
we know all about that.
I ran into a situation not too long ago where someone, I think it was the influencer that tried to take
Oh
Cheryl's soul.
yeah.
What was that called?
She was a I forget what kind of demon she was, but she fed on
Vanity.
vanity.
Or like purpose.
No, she fed ambition.
Ambition. Yeah. So I ran into some sort of creature. I think maybe they were demonic. I'm not certain, but they had they tried to feed on me and some other people at a gathering, and I feel as though if I could have sensed that they were arcane in some, I could have been prepared in that situation. So I'm just really looking to see if there's a mutual friend or someone in our network that can just help me be more prepared in certain situations.
Oh, absolutely. The site will definitely help you if you find yourself in a situation like that. So I just wanted to know what your intentions were and everything. You seem like a very nice young woman, and I will say that if you overuse certain magic abilities, there is often temptation that comes along with it. Are you prepared to potentially deal with side effects?
I'm not sure if anyone can say that they are fully ready to deal with something like that. I'm aware of it, and a part of me thinks that if I don't try, that if I end up in a situation where I lose another friend, I'm not going to be certain that I'll ever be able to live down knowing that I didn't try.
Okay. That is fair enough. Risk and reward. I understand. All right. So what she does is she stands up and she has you stand up, and she moves the chairs out of the way and brings a table over with a small, essentially like a crystal ball. And she says, "Tell me about that crystal ball."
It is polished. It is clear. It is pure. Do I see anything inside of it? So I try to genuinely focus on it.
Yeah, she says, "Now look at it, but try to look through it. Not with your vision, with your intuition. You seem like, here, let me put it this way. You seem like the kind of young woman that can see through people's bullshit, right?"
On occasion.
Okay, well, imagine it.
A big smile with that, though.
Imagine it like this. Magic puts up a bullshit shield that prevents you from seeing it. What you need to do is see through it and see what it's actually doing to the weave of the universe, to the warp and the weft that is the fabric of the nature of all that mumbo jumbo
Penetrates and
junk.
penetrates us and bites us. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. One of the situations that Cheryl will be 100% serious. She's just gonna genuinely try.
Okay. Moment, I didn't bring this up in time.
And in Cheryl's
So-
mind, she's like, "Oh my god, I actually got through all the personality test shit. All these years of interviewing at banks worked out."
What she doesn't know
Yeah.
is what she's being interviewed for. Congratulations, you've probably been accepted as a future daughter-in-law.
Yes. Yes. Forever. Ye will get asked now of just, and how's Cheryl doing?
Oh yeah.
She's doing
Why
great.
haven't
She
you
went
brought
on a
Cheryl around?
she went out on a date with a dude bro from Miami. They hit it off. I'm really glad for them. Now stop
Oh,
asking.
it could be
If they're not
mine.
engaged, it's not official.
So, I'm gonna make you
Does she have any sisters?
do one note one roll.
Okay.
Just as your starter roll.
Okay.
I need you to make perception notice plus occultism,
Plus occultism. Okay.
just to get started on this journey.
14.
14. You look at this crystal ball. But in your mind, you're thinking about what Kendra said and how she kind of explained it to you that, like, this crystal ball is probably trying to deceive you to look normal and unassuming. And you try to sort of tune yourself into, like, okay, it has power. I'm aware it has power. I need to, and then you open this magical sense in yourself that it's similar to the sense that you feel and get when you perform magic. It's that, for lack of a better term, that sort of third eye kind of vibe, where you become aware of the power inherent in the universe that you you take advantage of when you call upon whoever gives you the magic, like Thespia or Janus or something like that. These ancient powers, these demonic powers, these spiritual powers that are in the universe that people don't get to see when they're not involved in this spooky world. And suddenly you begin to see this sort of faint ring of a light or an aura sort of glowing around this gemstone orb. And you have successfully begun to truly see, if you catch my drift. And Kendra goes, got anything?
I see a gemstone with a kind of a fuchsia and green swirl around it. I don't think that was their full.
No, it was not. What you got it. I wouldn't call it fuchsia. I usually just call it purple, but is that fuchsia?
Well, it's the complement of the green also kind of like offsets it. So maybe if I look at it by itself, I would say it's purple, but right now I would say the fuchsia. Oh.
One of my more artistic friends was like chartreuse or something for the green, so maybe I don't
Oh,
know.
I hate chartreuse.
It's garish.
Don't know. Gosh, yeah.
I'm a cook, not an artist. Anyway, uh, sounds like you just used the site.
Huh. Does the
Did it
colored
make
aura
sense, though?
mean anything to you?
It
A different
can
color
and
for
it
different types of schools?
can't. Um, in my experience, it's more like vibes, like
Okay.
attitudes,
Like
intentions.
people's auras.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the energy inherent in the the energy that dwells in this object as opposed to the energy that dwells in this person. So you have successfully broken through the barrier and seen the energy of the magic in this item, if that makes any sense. I was not prepared to, well, I was, but I may not be the best explainer. Again, chef,
That's
not
fine.
a teacher.
That's this seems like this was the right place to come to, though. It made me feel comfortable in this space, so thank you for that. Is there any other
Absolutely.
objects? Is there a different tier of difficulty to try and sense something out? Is there, or is this just
The
repetition
more you
of this?
practice, the better you get.
Okay.
The harder you try, the more you can see, but don't do too much too fast. And I know that's like very vague and very like, where's the line? But don't push yourself too hard in the beginning, because that can really mess you up. But
Okay.
as you work at it more and more, you will get better and better.
Thank you. My mother taught me some magics, so I'm a little bit familiar with a few spells. I'm not sure if Ye mentioned that.
He did mention that you were pretty powerful.
I think he's building me up. But thank you.
Good to see another witch with a golden heart. And she kind of says that in kind of like a knowing kind of way, like she was kind of where you are.
Yeah.
She used to be.
Wicked.
So
Can we just
she'll
spend the
walk
rest of the day hanging out?
You can if you want.
and just not talking shit about Ye, but like just like going over like old stuff. And like she says she's a cook, so like probably end up just like having like lunch or something like that.
Oh yeah, she'll make you a killer sandwich. Like a gourmet, like high level cafe sandwich.
There'll just be a picture of me and Kendra hanging out, and there's be like two glasses of wine floating that I send to to Ye, like probably like at like 4 PM, like way too early to start drinking wine, but like it's fine. It's her day off.
Yeah, he's packing a bowl for 420. Gets the picture. God damn it.
He's just gonna look at it and he's like, and send a little thumb up emoji in this. Glad you were getting along.
I crossed the streams, and what have I brought? So, I believe Cheryl also said one last thing, that she wanted to look at spells.
Yeah, quick cast combat spells to help me.
Okay.
In any. I want to write them down in my spell book.
Firebolt.
I want to know. Yeah, I want them
Cast
prepared
magic missile.
for any fight. Yeah, I want to know how many gold pieces is it going to cost me.
Know. Okay, so make me a perception notice, and then you can actually it would be probably like an intelligence notice, and then you can add your occultism.
Out of my occult library.
Yes, and your library. Sorry, not the occultism, the library.
Just library.
Just library.
Oh, okay. And
You
I'll
can
use.
you can go to if you specify that you go to Julian's office, you can
I'll go to
use Julian's
Estia's
library.
occult library.
Okay, yeah, that's the same value. She also had a 3.
Yeah. So I believe that'll be a 13 if it's perception notice.
It's
And-
intelligence notice.
Same thing for me.
Okay, same thing.
Intelligence
13.
notice plus
Okay.
occult library is 13.
So
I also have sorcery and occultism. If any of those want to get transferred over, but I'll take the 13.
Because occultism is more of like what you already know versus what you're like gonna be finding out.
Okay.
You find, let's see, 3 is good. How do I want to do this? 3 success levels, you find 3 spells.
Oh. Which 3 do I find?
You find Jet of Flame.
Oh, okay.
You find Air Become Fist. And you find Energy Transfer.
Okay. How do I go? So now that I've found them,
Mm-hmm.
I need to practice them before I can use them in combat, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. What are those levels for the power levels?
Jet of Flame is power level 4.
Okay.
Air Become Fist is a level 6.
Okay.
And Energy Transfer is also level 6.
Okay. All right. And it's willpower, sorcery plus
Occultism.
occultism to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a plus 14. So what could I realistically cast? Let's try to practice with Jet of Flame. Let's just go
Okay.
to
Not burn down my
If-
childhood home.
no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it in your place. I'll probably go out to
If you ask Julian, he can prep the training room for you.
Julian. That would be so considerate of you. Thank you so much. And are they all quick cast spells?
They're all quick cast, yeah.
Yeah, I'll try out with Jet of Flame first.
Okay. I need you to make me a roll then.
All right, plus 14. Let's go. Oh, sweet. That's a 24.
Nice.
7 success levels.
Oh yeah. So
Jack hears the
Let's see.
fire alarm go off from the other side of the city.
so what you need to do is shout Incendere. That's all you have to do because you're a witch. And
Incendere.
Incendere. It's here, I'll put it in chat. It's Latin, I'm assuming.
Alright.
And let's see. God of Flame shoots from the caster's hand. The flame is 5 yards long and does willpower times success levels and damage to whatever it hits. which is double the-
Willpower times success levels. So that would have done 35 damage.
Mm-hmm. That's why Julian prepped for you.
Oh, all right. Julian, did you just see that?
He like
That burned the things we weren't trying to burn.
Julian's like, yeah, it did. And like one of the like fight dummies is like still on fire.
Let's go. I'm feeling good. Let's try it again. Let's try Air Become Fist. And she's gonna try and cast that one.
Okay, give me another one with a -2.
It's a different spell.
It's still a -2.
Really? Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
From my understanding, having played a witch in the past.
22. So -2, 20.
Okay, that is
5 success levels. So it
yeah.
is below the power level. Well, I'm gonna look up that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look up that rule now.
Yeah, we should clarify that rule.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
it's the same spell to ensure that you don't spam the same thing over and over again. For some reason, I had that in my head.
Yeah, I'll look it up tonight.
Okay.
So you punch into the air in the direction that you want this force to go, and there's kind of a breeze that kind of comes from behind you, but it's more like a Beyonce fan than it is like a whoosh to create power, like the force of an air punch would be. It's kind of like a womp womp sort of situation. Julian's like,
Oh.
It's an air fist from a toddler.
it ruffled one of the. It put out the flame on the dummy.
All the fury of a methed up Smurf.
Oh. She kind of is like looking down at her hands as she reads the rules for spellcasting.
Oh, by the way, make me a willpower double roll at a -2.
Mm-hmm.
I was considering that, Bison. I was considering that.
Just the bass boosted sound effect.
All right, that'll be a 20 total for my willpower
Okay.
double.
20, yeah, you're safe. You're safe. I need to be in chapter 3. I'm in chapter 4. Yeah,
Oh,
chapter
okay.
4.
So it is casting multiple spells without resting is difficult as the magician's will is sapped. Each successive spell cast without a significant period of rest suffers a cumulative -2 penalty. If you try to do the same spell more than once, it's an additional -1.
That's what it is.
So it's both. It's both things.
The answer is yes.
The answer is don't cast spells, Magicuses. But there's that brief moment of like the hair's starting to go up and this darkness pulling in from the side of her eyes, and she goes, I can't believe I didn't even do that properly. It's like, ugh. And she's probably gonna help Julian clean up.
Good. Because he would have been
And-
upset if you just bailed.
And she's
Well,
gonna
that was fun.
I'll make a note not prepared, and she's not gonna try for energy transfer.
Okay. I
That's
will
so-
send you all of the details of those later.
All right, so now I know that I should not try to do any 6th or 7th level spells as my second spell of the day because I will not be able to cast it.
Not
Mathematically
without a drama
impossible.
point.
Yep. And I'd have 3 left.
So, it is finally Saturday. And Julian has called you all back just to touch base because as much as there has been nothing going on in terms of the knife or the gem or the Ellis's, he wants to make sure that you guys are still okay. And he hasn't really seen you guys for a whole week, and he worries. he's not. He doesn't necessarily consider himself just Ash's watcher. He doesn't
What
have
time
like
of day is this?
oh, probably like 7 after his like later Saturday, after his like daytime stuff is done.
You mean he
And
didn't
it's
actually take the time to just soak in the lack of chaos for a little while and just calmly read a book and sip some tea without us busting in and throwing salt on his floor?
I mean that's definitely included in daytime stuff.
Mhm.
He has definitely thoroughly explained somehow to the custodian what happened,
Mm.
and has been corresponding with the Watchers Council, updating them on the rat magician situation, all of that stuff. He's been getting orders back from the Watchers Council about what to do about Victor and all that jazz, and they're coordinating with that. A lot of like boring bureaucratic stuff that he doesn't want to bore you with. So it's Saturday night and he's like, okay, I should check in with these guys like actually in person, because I feel like he's got the group text with some of you guys, but he wants to like actually check in. And so you guys all meet up, and Ash is there. They're being kind of quiet, just sipping on their smoothie.
Try to
And
reschedule because I do have that date with Cam Saturday night.
did we say it
I
was
believe.
Saturday night?
We did say Saturday night.
Did
We
we?
could
Oh,
say
we did
that
say Saturday.
I did the date Friday night. That's also okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
We'll say the date was Cam was like, hey, can we actually do it Friday?
I suppose.
um so you guys come back to Julian's office. Rat's still there. Rat won't be there for much longer, as he informs you, but the rat is still there.
Well, I had another vision. It hurt a lot. And
Jack's wearing shades. Just
right, because
looks-
it's Saturday and
it's
your dream was
Saturday.
Friday.
and he had a bad night. So he's looking a little haggard. People who are used to seeing alcoholics will notice that he's a little shiny.
yeah. Should switch to edibles, my dude. I'm telling you, it's the wave. That aside, he kind of lays out the vision, the arm, the scream, the stagger, which is stake and dagger, together. It kept changing from dagger to stake. Was it the dagger that we have?
Yeah.
Was it our okay?
Mhm.
That it was our dagger. Danny got shanked in the chest. I got to feel that. Let me tell you, it is not a treat. I really don't think it's going to be a sensation that sweeps the nation. After it happened, like it just seemed like the vision just hung there forever. I'm not sure why exactly.
The knife
Make me a
kills
perception
vampires.
notice check, actually.
I think Jack would clear his throat and be like, "It kills vampires. I saw him do it in the alley."
14.
14. You remember it was not like a pause. It was like it kept playing, but nothing happened.
Okay, so let me get that back, rewind that a little. Apparently it wasn't like a pause, like video buffering or anything. It just kept going, but nothing was happening, which I once again I don't really understand. But if it's what actually happened somewhere in the past, obviously Danny didn't die. I'm not sure the significance of that. It didn't feel like it was. It didn't feel like it was a prophetic vision so much as it was a peek into some past event that's already happened. Or was it? Did it feel more like this could happen?
Make me. I closed out my stat sheet. God damn it.
Hate
It
it
would
when I do that.
be a perception knowledge roll. It's like an sort of insight.
7. I got nothing.
Nope. You can't read into it any further.
Nope. So I can't tell if it was something that's going to happen or something that did happen. I saw the arm. I couldn't see the body attached to the arm. It's like the arm just kind of came out of nowhere. Saw the knife that kept switching between a knife and a stake. Saw it hit Danny in the chest. And while normally I wouldn't really be all that concerned about it, it hurt. I got to feel it too, because I always get to feel this shit too.
Jack's like, did you recognize the arm? Was there anything like tattoos or clothing?
No, it was just a pale, slender arm, probably vampiric, but
Definitely vampiric.
definitely vampiric, but no discerning marks, no tattoos, no scars that you could only get if you're bitten by a Malaysian wombat or whatever, nothing that we can really use to identify. It's just
With that 14. Was it 14? Yeah. With that 14, it looked like it was shifting along with the stagger. Like it was slender and lithe, and then it was hardy and strong, and then back to being, smaller, meeker, and then back to being tougher and rougher. And they kind of morphed between those two.
but they both seem like a female arm, or did the tougher one seem more like a male arm?
You would gather that it looked almost female and then male, and female and then male.
Okay, on sort of reassessing things, the arm switched from like slender and female to rougher and male. Still definitely got a vampiric sense, right? Not changing that. Okay.
No,
Still
no.
definitely got a vampiric
Still vampiric.
sense. So
Pale, pale, pasty, bloodless.
yeah, pale, pasty, and bloodless either way. So either somebody stabbed Danny or somebody is planning to stab Danny either with a stake or a knife. Did it flip? Like, did the man have the stake, man arm have the stake, and the female arm have the knife all the time, or it was just
No.
super fluid?
It was all in flux.
It was just all in flux.
Mm-hmm.
It was a gender fluid thing and a weapon fluid thing.
And then as you finish saying that, actually, without even a knock, the door just opens, not violently, but with purpose and perhaps some aggression, and in walks a very scuffed up looking Danny.
Hey, Kramer.
And he does not acknowledge any of you. He takes out his switchblade and stabs a point on the map, sticking it into the wall. And then he turns and looks at all of you and he goes, "Fucking found him." And that's where we're going to drop the curtain.
Very nice.
Dum, dum, dum.
And then he's going to look at Jack and go, "Who are you?"
This is Danny? said Julian.
Julian's like, yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
yeah. So anyway, yes, yes. And that's where we end it tonight. So now we go to thank yous. For some reason, my brain is like not. Come on, brain curtains down. My brain doesn't want to finish. Recenter. Yes, Danny found them, and that's where we're leaving it off. So thank you. It's time for thank yous. Thank you, Beck Kyle, and thank you, Bison, and thank you, Eddie. Thank you, producer Kevin. Thank you, everyone in chat. Chat was popping off again. Thank you, everyone who watches on YouTube and the VODs. If you made it this far, pop a comment down below, hit that like button, give us a subscribe, because clearly you liked it. And you'll get to see even more if you subscribe, because they're just gonna keep coming. This is always a wonderful magical experience for me, and I hope it's a wonderful magical experience for you guys too. I know I traumatize you all the time, but that's okay, because you traumatize me too.
Thank you very much, director. I'm certain that there will be spooks in our future, and I know what you're asking yourself is where can I get this mug that is a beautiful crystal ball, just like how we played and had a crystal ball in this episode. It was all pre-planned, it was all preordained, but just in time for Halloween, you yourself can get this spooks in the future coffee mug on TeePublic. Made by our very own director. Their blood, sweat, and tears.
I'm dying.
What? I just clued
and I've been drinking out of it this whole time.
Well,
Oh my
played.
god. You just Sam Regaled. What a fucking reveal. That was amazing.
So make sure to order it for your partners or for your house.
I remember
and-
getting the email that said I sold a mug of that.
Oh, wicked. You're like, people in Canada are buying my mug.
I didn't see where it was bought from, but it was like someone bought a mug of this, and I was like, that never sells.
Right.
That particular, I shouldn't have said that, but
It's good. It was my favorite logo. It's the one that I wanted on something,
Yay!
and I bought
I'm
it
so
and I
glad
showed
you
it to
like
my partner, and they were like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, thank you.
I'm so
I know
happy.
someone who
I'm so
designed
happy.
it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. I'm always happy when people like my stuff. So, and I like you guys because you guys are great. And without further ado, there is one thing left that we have to say, and that is be nice to each other.